Good insert time and happy insert day, everybody. Welcome to the Lost Begottens fake TV channel, where you find all the little details that you're missing. Today's show is brought to you by the word takfiri. Takfiri is a word that all Westerners need to be keenly aware of, because in order for Islam to effectively reform, Westerners need to keep an eye on this word popping up, as it were. Why am I disappearing? I don't know. Anyways, Clownfish, you got a joke for that? No, sorry, never mind. Moving on. So basically, takfiri, that's Takfiri, is the type of Muslim that attacks other Muslims, basically. You're not following the letter of the Quran, according to all the different sources that we have. They're the ones that basically preach extremism. And they're the ones who preach things that are considered free speech, but not quite extremism, and the reason why so many different partly extremist mosques have been allowed to stay open for so long. And the reason why Westerners need to keep an eye on this word takfiri is quite simple. There are good people, lots and lots and lots of good people, the majority of people who consider themselves or publicly say that they are Muslims. And there are a lot of very influential imams who are keen on rebuking takfiri and condemning it. And the reason why Westerners need to be aware of this word is so that we can support those people. Okay? So we can Google it. You know? Okay. So speaking of takfiri, in the past 6 months, I'd guess, or it seemed, a lot of different imams have been coming out against takfiri. And one thing I thought was shocking that I hadn't heard about, that I just read, was that in Kuwait, some takfiri extremists attacked a group of Muslims while they were praying and killed them all. Dozens of them. That was, I don't know when, like within the past 6 months, because I know the articles were all within the past 6 months that I was reading. Anyways, so nope, can't remember the date. I tried. All right, I got notes somewhere. Let me see those notes. Yes. All right. Now, two little things I want to kind of put out there, just kind of as things to think about. One is I want you to just imagine for a second that you were Barack Obama these days. When you see these news reports, especially like these shooter incidents, terrorist this time, obviously, incidents, I want you to just, for a second, before you go and think about what all these crazy conspiracy channels have told you, and I want you to put yourself in the president's shoes for an instant. In light of my theory about the empire of media being the power behind the scenes, um, I guess the oldest way to trace them back would be the Bolsheviks, right? Possibly. Or at least through the Bolshevik-centered conspiracies. But anyway, See, the worst thing about false Jews is that real Jews are given a hard time for their bullshit. And in fact, one of the things that made so many of the lost tribes become lost is that they didn't want people to know that they were associated with those people. They were Hebrews, and it had already been taught very long ago by very well financed propagations. Jews and Hebrews were the same thing. Oh, no. Anyway, that we're not even talking about real Jews. Anyway, you understand? Like, there's just layers of bullshit here. Okay. I don't know why I'm talking about Jews to begin with. I ain't Mel Gibson. Anyway, so when all this crap happens, put yourself in, speaking of Jews, Obama's shoes. Speaking of Jews, Obama's shoes. Skeet, scat, skate, scat. Sorry. I have no idea why I just did that, but I'm just gonna move on. Put yourself in Obama's shoes, and start to talk like this. And sorry. I'm gonna try not. No, I'm gonna have to do an Obama impression, aren't I? Yeah, I should. I definitely should. So today I've got the briefing from the sheriff's department, the FBI, the local mayor, and I saw what was going on in the media, and I said, "Oh fuck! Sure, I can't have a cigarette." No, that was probably really, really, really horrible. But seriously, you're in there with your advisors because when you're president, you're always surrounded by advisors while you're working. So what the sheriff's department say? Uh huh. And what did the FBI say about what's going on in the background? What the media say? Just every time. And I don't care if it's just one of these incidents here, or one of the incidents abroad, or anything like that. He didn't have control over shit. The president is the president. And that's all the president is. And newsflash, not all of them know the earth is flat. Not all of them are Freemasons, even. Not all Freemasons know the earth is flat. Not all butterflies. Well, no, all butterflies know the earth is flat. Of course they know. Done with that. Moving on. Moving on. So, getting on to the next little brain teaser, if you will. How easy is it to convert a Muslim to Christianity? Why do I say that Christian extremism or even extreme Christian rhetoric of any kind is ridiculous? I mean, being angry is one thing, okay? I'm allowed to speak a little more angrily than I suggest you speak if you want to be productive about things. Because it is this easy for you to convert a Muslim who actually values honesty in any way, who actually is a good person, to Christianity. Basically, two sentences. maybe three. Three sentences. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Okay. Three sentences. My Christ is the self-professed God of truth. He is the truth. Your prophet says that God is the greatest deceiver there could ever be. Who do you believe? Who do you trust? Five sentences. No one expects it. Okay. They were all kind of the same. Just different ways of saying the same thing. The true God is the God of truth. A God of deceit, I wouldn't take his word for anything. He's basically admitting that at any time he could be bullshitting you. No, really. Okay. Self-professed God of deceit. Best deceiver ever. Self-professed, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Who do you believe? Just who do you trust on a basic level? Logically. Pass the test. See the riddle for what it obviously is. Perhaps God just doesn't want people who are sociopathic and illogical to claim to be his servants. Boastfully. So, moving on. Thought this was going to be a news show. Stop looking at me. Me? Moving on. All right. So, let's talk a little bit about Crusader guilt in modern times, okay? Basically, because of everything that we've learned about the Crusades and all this, we have kind of this guilt syndrome that makes us turn a blind eye. Everything we get told about that we've done wrong abroad actually makes us feel guilty and want to cope with that guilt by turning a blind eye to things like that massacre in Kuwait, for instance, the ethnic cleansing in Turkestan and Uzbekistan that y'all probably didn't even hear about. Sorry for mentioning it. Just north of Kunduz, Afghanistan, that's been happening over the past couple of years. Yeah. Another big migration source, too, by the way. Been busy listening to a lot of hot air. Okay. I dropped my notes and then caught them in real time. It was like a little ninja or perhaps just a grocery stock clerk move. Once again, moving on. Yeah. What? Words mean things. Pretty sure. Yes. So today, or last night, yesterday, then ago, insert the proper date. When I never edit this video at all. Released a video claiming here is evidence of Turkey's evil doing in their cooperation with Islamic State. And it's video of basically trucks backed up at the border. I don't know where. Possibly between Turkey and the Caucasus down there. Possibly between Ukraine and Russia. So maybe between anywhere in Russia. Because Ukraine today has reported that on its border, trucks are being backed up on their way from Turkey through Ukraine into Russia. Because Russia just put a bunch of sanctions on Turkey, didn't they? So Russia releases this footage of a bunch of trucks backed up at a border crossing and says, "Here is the evidence." I wish I had a photo of that. I should have took one. Hey, I'm going to pause it and actually grab a photo of this right quick. Forever. That's why I never freaking use it anymore. All right. So if you'd like to see these photos, more photos like them in greater detail, you can check out, you know, the internets, Reuters, whatever. And these are the ones supplied by the Russian government. And, well, they do this a lot. They make a big show of things. And this is kind of reminiscent of a certain guy named Colin Powell talking about Iraq. Only, basically, what you see here is just the border crossing with a bunch of trucks. Some of them might be, in fact, oil trucks. They might be the ones that are about to get seized when they try to get through. And some of them might bribe their way through and go elsewhere. But the fact of the matter is, not only is this just bullshit, but it doesn't prove anything. It's grandstanding of immense proportion. And they're using it to fuel the muster that I've been warning about since I first made this freaking channel. Okay. Muster is, getting an army ready to go fight to where you just need to unleash them. Okay. Getting them angry. And now that they've cut off several major food sources, Ukraine, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and now Turkey, gobble gobble. Well, they're not just gonna be angry, they might be fucking hangry. And when I get hangry, oh no. Alright, so I don't want to be staring at these the whole damn time. And I better look at them. I'm charging my cell phone, so I can't really move it that far. Come on, switch, damn it. Last time meeting at the little briefing thing or whatever. Deleted the names because I can't read Russian anyways, and I don't want to be spreading their bullshit. And there's many, 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 many different types of trucks. Many types of trucks. And they're backed up for miles. Oh, yeah. Because, they voted on sanctions. Russia signed them into law day before yesterday, and the next day they come out with this crap. So, oh my God, you mean to tell me the day after you start sanctions, you got video, you got images or whatever of border crossings backed up with shit? And basically what they're saying is, look at all this oil that there's, oh my God. I mean, they're using this shit to create a panic inside of Russia. I mean, CCTV uploads little news videos, and it was one video after the other showing Erdogan, if Russia wants to make this outrageous slander against another sovereign nation, they need to provide proof. And the next video they uploaded, Russia has proof. Yeah. This is the play. These are the actors. Stop falling for weapons of mass distraction and pay attention to the shit that's really going on behind the scenes, where actual powerful people are involved. Anyways, so back to the notes, I suppose. I'm going to pause this and get rid of this. Yes, the true masters of deception have always been. Wait, which way is east? This way for me. That way for you. East! Whatever the fuck way is east on the camera. Wait. What the fuck does what's on the camera matter? East. Okay. Nothing wrong with me. Wrong with me. Wrong with me. My stepdad. I think I told this story before, but not everybody watches all the fucking videos. Stepdad does that just for shits and giggles. And he was in a marketplace. Marketplace. Barrels of wine. He was in a grocery store. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? A grocery store. And he did that just kind of making a joke to himself. And this lady saw him and thought he might need some help. Are you okay, sir? Just hilarious. Anyways, sorry. I digress. Who'd have thunk it? So, Masters of Deception. Hathor and Mother Russia. Hathor and Horus the Younger, Hathor and Mars. Athena and Mars. Red Bull. It gives you wings. For those of you who don't know, you need to watch some basic flat earth crap. Go to J. Henning Kalagia or Immortal Souls and just watch the originals, watch the real flat earther documentarians, because that's what you need to get, just the basic intel, the basic info. What the hell's going on here? This right here is the little Red Bull capsule that went up for the guy to make the supersonic skydive. Supersonic skydive. And even on CNN, they briefly brought up, why the fuck is the horizon at eye level and flat? Because it's a hoax. Because this is bullshit. Now, I don't know whether it's bullshit because they didn't fucking go up that high, or whether it's bullshit because the earth is flat and space doesn't exist. But I do know this is bullshit. Now, combined with all the other evidence, you can go like this. Or you can just admit to yourself that the world is actually flat. I'm going to make a positive point, but I kind of turn it around on itself, and I don't know why I'm trying to explain that. It might have actually been funny, and now I'm ruining it. Okay. So, yes. Flat as a fucking board. See? Come here, little birdies. Come here, little birdies. I'll teach you. In space. Supposedly. You look at all the other video, the other shots, the other angles, and you see not only curvature this way, but you see curvature that way on those channels. J. Henning, Kalagia, and Immortal Souls. You look at the a couple of the shots, and you can see the capsule itself actually bending on the side of the camera. So that's what's called a fisheye lens. This one camera right here, apparently no fisheye lens. Flat. So anyway, it's supposed to be 122 miles up or something like that it was. But you're supposed to be able to see basically fucking space type views, globularity, curvature at 62 miles up. That looks like more than fucking 62 miles to me. But that's only relative to the other footage that we've been told was this high and told was this high. I can only absorb the data and calculate from observation. Guesstimate. Really. But my brain works very good in those kind of areas. So I'm not like Donald Trump. I'm not gonna. I can be stupid when it comes to a lot of things. And frankly, that can be kind of fun. Stupidity is it's good to be able to laugh at yourself about shit. Anyway, just thinking of this. Like, if you haven't seen the comparison between Donald Trump and like the African dictator guys, so I was born with a good brain. I'm smart. I rule so good because I'm so smart. Like when they compare those clips to Donald Trump clips, fucking priceless. Anyways, I don't necessarily have a big brain. Well, I probably do. But I definitely have a gigantic fucking forehead. Anyways, moving on. I don't know why I keep looking back at these notes. I'm not reading anything off of them because I can't read this shit. Well, all right. Exception. See. Oh, see, not only previous videos for details on how Russia has just outright deceived us for very, very long. Ukraine Today. Okay? Two channels I really want people to check out. Ukraine Today and I think Keef Twoof. KEFTWOOF. More so Ukraine Today for relevant, up-to-date information on what's going on in the conflict zones in the world. Especially Eastern Europe. If you want to know what's going on in Eastern Europe, Ukraine Today is the best English-speaking source. But Keef Twoof, this sounds funny, doesn't it? And Queenie Cameron, I'd like to commend them and recommend them because they kind of run this little thing called Exposing Sons of Cain. They both have channels of those names, Queenie Cameron and Exposing Sons of Cain is their kind of, that's the real self-descriptive focus. I'm not subscribed to that, I don't think. I get their things from Keith Twoof and I email Queenie freaking Cameron my little theories and thanks stuff like that. Because apparently Keith Twoof doesn't have a fucking Facebook. Anyways, no digression here. No ADD randomness. No, couldn't be. What they do is they expose the sons of Cain, and they give a lot of good they give a lot of good biblical references that will help you understand how the East and West is truly divided, how the sons of Heth, the men of the North, And the Horde is separate from the people that they claim are evil. That all these conspiracy channels claim are evil. Okay, like, and I want to say, if anybody, no, I'm just gonna say in general, Freemasons, while having been infiltrated, are not the bad guys. Okay, okay. Generalizing is doing exactly what the infiltrators wanted you to do. So you're shooting yourself in the foot. The best way forward is outreach. The best way forward is to reach out to the people who have good in their hearts and try to talk some sense into them. The truth will set you free. Okay. Do you understand the words that malfunction? Need input. Notes still illegible. Oh, okay. Turkey has now passed on some gas. They've cut Russian imports. Because right before this whole thing with they better show evidence, and here's the evidence, and it's not really fucking evidence. Turkey was saying they'd rather not retaliate against Moscow sanctions. But now they've limited gas, I believe it's natural gas at this point, imports, because they have their own petroleum, petroleum gas pump. I'm not saying you should shoot notebooks. Do not go out and shoot notebooks. That would be uncivilized. Unless you have like love letters to your ex-boyfriend. No. I do not condone the shooting of notebooks on this. I don't really condone the shooting of anything on this channel. Guns are really not very honorable, in my opinion. Just saying. Well, so Shell, Shell, the good gasoline, that comes from Turkey. Well, good gasoline if you got an import. Chevron, Texaco, best for domestic, in my opinion. And really, I've only had good results with Shell V-Power in particular, with a JDM swap Honda, because they've been tested by racetracks around here, old guys that go to racetracks around here, as having higher octane than most other premium pump guys. But as far as domestics, you don't want a higher octane, but they got much better additives with Chevron Techron. Techron's a patented formula, and I'm really just babbling about some car guy shit. I'm gonna stop and move on. Nothing wrong with me. Wrong with me. Wrong with me. Yeah. Okay. So, and let's see what else is in the recent unheard of stuff. Again, verify on Ukraine Today if you'd like. But Russian troops, and Vice News has covered this too. But Vice News has I think it's in Lithuania and Estonia, Latvia, all very concerned about Russian troop buildup on their borders. And here's the basic situation. Russian troops building up on their border, okay, has caused NATO to send very minor reinforcements, including maybe a couple of thousand, several hundred at once, into each country, I believe special forces, soldiers, okay, ground troops, right? And we've sent an attachment of A-10 Warthogs to complement the existing okay little structure of fighter planes and surface-to-air missiles that Europe has, of course. Well, basically, what the deal is this is really just symbolic. Okay. And actually, if you go back a few months when this was happening, or about a year ago when this was happening, starting to happen, you see Fox News and Republicans criticizing this as weakness. Okay. When the whole weakness argument really started getting into full swing. Well, freaking, I don't know, think. I get a little pissed off at all the different ways that people misperceive the strategy that's going on right now. Gonna sit there and call your commander in chief weak during a time of war. Oh, bravo. Gee. I condone fish slapping for very ignorant politicians. No, I don't. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. YouTube does not condone the views expressed on this channel and whatnot, and neither do any of its affiliates or sponsors. Eh? CBS cares? Wait, I'm not Craig Ferguson. Shit. Oh, but I do speak German. Anyway, we also speak Latvia. No, that was Dracula. I'm sorry. So in Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, what you have is enough presence to where Russia knows that if they attack those countries, that NATO is going to get involved. But what is clear about the tactical situation in those countries, that what we've sent there, combined with what they have, is not nearly enough to even defend them. But Russia has said that this is a provocation. They pump propaganda via overwhelming broadcasting capability, okay, into these places, in Russian language places, to Russian language people who have migrated there in the past 20 years, just like in Ukraine. And now they've got, for the past couple of years, just like in Ukraine, amassed troops, artillery, tanks, everything, all along those borders. But they're saying us sending just a few. I mean, it's literally they're outnumbered 10 to 1, kind of, as a provocation. Bullshit. You know? Bullshit. Red bullshit. Huh? So, I have my notes up here where they were supposed to be to begin with now. Guess I could reiterate once again, since I ran into it down the bottom, but I already said it. We need to recognize that we, as Americans, especially European Americans, especially people from former Crusader states, if you will. This has nothing to do with race. It just has to do with cultural background and historical ancestry. That we have a syndrome that has been propagated through our literature and through our compassion and those who would take advantage of it, to apologize for defending ourselves. We've been made over and over again to apologize for defending ourselves. Made to apologize for defending ourselves when America got attacked. made to apologize for defending ourselves when all that was left of Europe was about a couple 100 miles, maybe, surrounding Germany. Not much of Italy was left. Not much of, well, about half of France, none of Spain, Baltics, all the way up to Vienna. But we're the ones who are supposed to apologize for that. We were enslaved for 1,000 years. 1,000. We're supposed to apologize. We weren't enslaved by black people. We were enslaved by the same people who enslaved the black people and sold them to us. Don't need to say who it is, though. But like I've said, pretty easy to convert them. You just have to believe in the truth and stop letting the lies get to you. Thanks, everybody. Like and subscribe. Didn't mean to get so intense there. Peace.